Peacock podcast, turn it up, let's fly from
Greetings from Upper Iowa University. So you've got the dynamic duo back together, Jill Hansen and Theresa Rademacher. And we are excited to go into a new endeavor. I guess we're going to call it an endeavor, Theresa, with a Peacock podcast, episode 1.
Yay.
Yay. So Theresa and I have been asked to really share and dig in on some information about something we're really excited about. And that is our 90 credit degree program for a bachelor's degree.
Yeah, that's right, Jill. I think one of the big questions that a lot of people ask about this 90-degree program is, well, first of all, what is it?
Good question, right? So what we have just announced not too long ago, of course, we've been working on it for a while. It is accredited through the Higher Learning Commission and things like that. But we have now announced three degree completion pathways for students to earn a bachelor's degree in business administration. The newest option being the 90 credit option. So we're going to dig more into that.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, okay, when we talk about 90 credits, I mean, that's completely different. Nobody has ever done this before. So what are some of the goals and the benefits of the program? I think it's a lot of questions that are on people's minds. And I think about, like, when you think about 120 credits, that's typically a 4-year, and now we're reducing it down to 90. I think this is a response to a lot of what the workforce is requesting, right? And it's designed to save students time and money.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, when people visit our website, if they go to uiu.edu, they're going to be able to find all of the information that we're talking about today. But the new 90 credit Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, we really refer to it as the express path, right?
Mm-hmm.
The express path to someone's personal and professional career goals. It is I'm going to use the word prescriptive, Theresa. It's a very prescriptive program that really tailors the key components of that bachelor's degree in business administration. So it's those 90 credits, but very tailored. And again, kind of think express path. I think about those students that maybe have wanted to earn a bachelor's degree. Maybe they started a bachelor's degree. Maybe they stopped. Maybe they want to start one, but the thought of a traditional 4-year, 120 bachelor's degree at this point in their life, with what's going on with career demands, family demands, just seems like too much to handle right now. That express path can be a good fit for them.
Yeah, I think you really nailed it there, Jill. A lot of our students, they have careers, they have families, and when you look at the business administration course curriculum, we have so many options that really helps students with their career goals, because you've got the accounting emphasis, the entrepreneur, finance, we've got the general business, health services administration, human resource, marketing, business administration. It's really designed to be able to fit what a student needs for, especially with the career path, which is great.
Yeah. And I think, and we'll dig into this a little bit more, we still have the traditional 120 credit Bachelor of Science in Business Administration degree, right? That's not going away. We still have that. this is now another option. And because of the launch of this, we also have added that third option, which, this one might be the one I'm most excited about, possibly. And this is what we're referring to as the dual degree. It's the Bachelor of Science in Business Administration coupled with an MBA.
And isn't that just wild? I never like if it had been around when I was going to school, I mean, I couldn't believe how much time and money this would save, because this is designed to be completed within 4 years, like a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration and an MBA in 4 years. Or within 4 years, that's amazing. And it really just piggybacks on some of those emphasis areas that you can get with your Bachelor Administration, because there's the accounting MBA emphasis. There's also artificial intelligence. How important is that right now? Cybersecurity, again, a really growing field. Financial management, general management, human resources, leadership, organizational development, and sports administration. It's just a fantastic pathway for students. So if you're going to go on the 90-degree path, why not just add a few more classes and get your MBA as well?
Yeah. And Theresa, you and I have worked in higher education quite a while. And
Oh
you
my
and I have worked
goodness.
together
Yes.
here at Upper Iowa for a good amount of time. And you and I have also worked several different conferences, and we meet with lots of different employers, not only in Iowa, but throughout the country that work with other industries, right? And those specific industries that you mentioned, those emphasis areas that we offer, that's what we're hearing about. That's what we're hearing from employers. That's what we're hearing that the demand is in, accounting, HR, healthcare administration. For students that are maybe thinking about, what do I want to go into? BLS.gov, the Bureau of Labor Statistics, .gov is a great site to visit to get, job outlooks, perspective on careers that are in demand, things like that. And it's very intentional that the vast majority of these align with those jobs that we're hearing from employers that are in demand.
Yeah. How many times have we been at a conference, Jill, and it's like, give me your accounting students, give me your HR students. I mean, we know that these programs are in demand, and they're looking to hire students with these skills. So being able to get them out into the workforce faster is just only going to help everyone, help students, and help them grow their careers. So I'm really excited about this.
Well, and how many, I won't go into specific companies and organizations' names and things like that, but how many people have we met with, industry leaders, that have said they have people currently working in their organization that they want to develop into supervisors and managers and need them to complete that bachelor's, complete that master's, so that they can continue to rise and grow with the organization, right? That's not new. That's not new things that we're hearing. This can really help expedite that process for employees and their employer in growing and advancing, which is another part about employee retention, right?
Oh, yeah.
When you're looking at organizations. I do. Oh, sorry, Theresa.
Oh no, you're absolutely right. No, we won't name drop, but I think about these companies that are out there, and some of these are really big companies that are household names who we have talked to and have said, this is what we need, and this is just a response to what they say they need and what they're looking for in future leaders. So
I think, some other things that I think are really important as we talk about this, again, all the information can be found on our website at uiu.edu. But, one of the things when students first apply to us or inquire, there's no cost to apply. It just gets the ball rolling, right? So our job, once we start connecting with people, is to learn about their career goals,
Mhm.
professionally and personally. Where have they been, right? Have they been to college? Have they taken college credits? Have they not? What are their goals? And really help them find the right fit of these programs, because there are some key things that people are going to want to keep in mind with this. So for example, um, if someone wants to start the 90 credit bachelor's degree, right? That we refer to as more of the express path.
Mhm.
They start that, and let's say they're getting in on that because it's very outlined from the beginning. Let's say they start it and they want to add a major or a minor or a double major, right? At that point, it's gonna be more advantageous for them to go into that 120
Yeah.
bachelor's degree, right? Because it has more options, a little bit more flexibility of courses.
I think
But
you're absolutely right because, and that's why, like to your point, it's really good to know ahead of time what a student is looking for because when, again, you had mentioned this before, this is very prescriptive, right? And so if they start the 120, they can't go back and do the 90 degree. But, if they want to add that, if they're in the 90 degree and then they want to add that minor, then they can do that path. So,
yep, they can go from the 90 to the 120.
mhm.
But if they start in that 120, they can't go back to the 90. Yep,
Yeah.
great point. The other thing that we want to learn about from students early on to help with that planning is and what their goals are. So for example, if they know they want to do the dual degree with us, that Bachelor of Science in Business Administration plus our MBA, we're going to tailor that path for them, right? That can be done in approximately 4 years. And that's if they don't bring in any credits in. And Teresa,
Right.
you and I both know that,
When does that happen, Jill? Of course,
right?
people
Oh,
bring credits in. That's okay, though.
yeah,
Yes.
yep. So we'll map that out. But if someone has specific goals of transferring to a master's degree outside of Upper Iowa University, or sitting for a certain certification exam or something like that. Teresa, do you want to talk a little bit about, the steps they should take if that's what they're looking to do?
Yeah. And I feel like this, again, it goes back to a conversation that they need to have with their admissions person. And our enrollment coordinators, they're fantastic. And so when they let us know, where do you work? What is your goal? Then we can tailor that to them and let them know, maybe the 90 credit is good for what your needs are. Maybe it's the 120. So having those conversations is going to be really important. Because we know that some of those exams, they're very, again, just like the 90 credit is prescriptive, so are those tests. So having that conversation early on is going to be really important. And I think another question that's going to be asked, because this is new, right? Is when is this going to be available to students? And the answer to that is it's going to be available this summer. Yay! And that'll be May 18th. So, um, yeah, we're really excited to kick this off. We're the first university to offer this. Um, and I think it's going to be fantastic for students. Mm.
Yeah, I think choices, right? Choices, options, flexibility, affordability. I think it's also important to mention that, students can still qualify for different scholarships and grants and things like that with this degree program, with all of these options, right? The three different
Yeah.
options. So if they have scholarships, grants, all those types of things, those things can still apply here. So
Yep.
yeah.
And so the next step would be to go to uiu.edu and hit the apply button, which is in the upper right corner of our website. And we will connect you with an enrollment counselor who can help with the next steps and go from there.
Yeah. So, yeah, and we're just excited about options. Can you think of any other questions, Teresa, that people might have?
I can't, but we welcome all students. If you have any questions, you can always ask on our website. Our email is info@uiu.edu, and we look forward to hearing from people.
Yeah, it's also a program we forgot to mention this too. People can take this regardless of where they live, right? There's no state um, boundaries, right? With the online format, students can learn this, learn from wherever. So that
Yes.
flexibility.
Oh my gosh, yes, I'm so glad you mentioned that because that is key. You don't have to move. You could stay exactly where you are. Keep your job. No uprooting of the family. You can do it right from home.
So I'm sure, Teresa, we're going to have more questions as this program continues to grow and develop, and with our first student starting this program in our May session. So I'm sure we'll have another Peacock podcast too in our future to talk about exciting things. But until then, we appreciate everyone that's joined us today. Listen to us talk a little bit. We hope everyone has a great rest of your day from wherever you're joining us from. And remember, go Peacocks and feathers up.
Feathers up.
Peacock Podcast, turn it up. Let's fly from Upper Iowa University. We're taking miles.